Hey guys, welcome back. Let's talk about the lesson for today. The objective of this lesson is to write and solve a multi-step equation. Let's look at our first example. It says Susan had a $10 coupon for the purchase of any item. She bought a coat that was 1/2 its original price. After using the coupon, Susan paid $125 for the coat before taxes. What was the original price of the coat? Write an equation for the problem, then solve the equation. So let's look at the problem by parts, and let's write down the important information that we have or that we can take away from the problem. So let's use P for purchase, so that will be the price of the purchase, which we don't know at this moment. Also, it says that she, like I said, she bought it for half the price, so that means that we can do half of P, because that will be half the price. We don't know what the price actually is, but we know it's half. And then we know that she has a coupon, so that means we can subtract the $10 from the price, so that will be minus 10. So let's translate that into an equation. So it will be 1/2 P minus the $10, and then I know that she ends up paying $125. So now we have an equation that we can try to solve. So we're not going to deal with the fraction at the beginning, we'll do that at the end. So first we need to get rid of the 10. So it says we're subtracting 10, so the opposite of subtracting 10 is to add 10 to both sides. So we're going to add 10 to both sides of the equation. So the 10s here are going to cross out because we get 0. We're going to bring down the 1/2 P, and also we're going to bring down the equal sign, and then 125 plus 10, that will be 135. Now we have a fraction, so we're gonna do multiply both sides by 2. So the 2's on the left side are going to cross out. We have 1P, but the 1, like I said before, it doesn't matter because it's a positive, so we don't really need the positive one. So we just bring down the P by itself. And then 135 times 2 will be equal to 270. And that's the answer. That's all you had to do for this problem. So 270 is the price of the item that she bought. Let's look at the second example. So the second example says 3/4 of the difference of a number and 7 is -15. What is that number? So let's translate part by part. So the first part says 3/4, so that should be a fraction. It's going to be 3/4. So let me just annotate on the top of this these two words. And then it says of the difference. So difference means minus, but it says difference of a number and 7, which means that I'm subtracting those two things. Of a number, I don't know what the number is, so I'm just going to call that number x, and I'm going to subtract 7 from the x. And then it says is, so is always the equal sign, and then -15, well, that's the -15, so that wasn't too hard for that part. So now let's organize our information. So it's 3/4 of the difference of x and 7, so 3/4 times x minus 7 equals -15. So that's my equation. So now I can start solving the equation. So remember, to get rid of the fraction, we need to multiply by the reciprocal, or when you flip the fraction. So it's going to be 4/3. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 4/3. And on the left side, it's going to be something neat because you can be able to cancel the 4's, and then you can also cancel the 3's. So now we just end up with x minus 7. So I'm going to bring down the x minus 7 on the left side. So x minus 7. I'm going to keep the parentheses for now, but I don't really need the parentheses. And then I'm going to bring the equal sign, and then on the right side I need to multiply the -15 times the 4. Do not multiply the 3 yet. Multiply the -15 times the 4, so that's equal to -60, and I'll keep the 3 on the bottom. And like I said before, we don't need the parentheses because there's no number outside the parentheses, so we can just get rid of them. So x minus 7 equals -20, because -60 divided by 3 is -20. And then the opposite of subtracting 7 is to add 7. So I'm going to add 7 to both sides. So the 7's cancel because you get 0, bring down the x. And then -20 plus 7 will give me negative 13. So that means that the original number was negative 13. So x equals negative 13. And that's all you have to do for this problem. So in the assignments category, click on Notes 2.3 Example 2 Word Problems. It's going to open a Google form. It's going to be 2 problems, 2 word problems, actually 3 word problems. And they're a little similar to the ones we just did. And then the last one is just translating. So once you answer the questions, that's all you have to do. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know and I'll be able to help you.